Yeah, I mean, it's emotional for me right now, you know. It's not just for where I'm at in my career, but for this team, you know. I mean, we started way back in February, and the goal in mind, coming off a 4-12 season, we worked our tails off to make a plan and to stay together as a team. We were united. I mean, the first day of camp, and you know what all that entailed with our city and arm in arm, and just every step of the way when Tony went down and Dak, and it's just been a tight group, you know, and the unity that we showed all season. Give Aaron and Mike and those guys credit. They made a lot of good plays, certainly at the end, enough to win the game. So I just thank these guys for what they did this year, and it was a really good season, and you know, obviously really emotional right now.
Talk about Dak and that final drive. He told the guys, you know, he got this with the time on the clock. Just talk about his poise and you guys coming back.
Yeah, he's been poised all year. I mean, he's you know, he hasn't acted like a rookie since he's gotten here. You know, I mean, just continues to play that way. And I thought he did so all day today. You know, and just battled back. I mean, it was a tough game. We didn't get off to the start we wanted to, and Dak was very composed in that 2-minute drive. And man, he's been that way all season. So just another great job by him.
You guys fought hard to tie the game twice. Was there any moment late in the fourth quarter where you feel like we got this now?
Yeah, I think the momentum started to swing for us, you know, in there, and we had really 3-4 good possessions, and you know, felt like it was moving in our favor, and our defense was fighting all game, you know, and what a play by them there at the end.
What is going through your head when Cook comes down with that catch?
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's just a lot of emotions, you know. I mean, there's really, I try to take myself out of this because it's not fair to anybody else. But certainly in those moments, there's raw emotion, and you know, great play by them and execute that kick. But it's hard to get here. It's really hard to get here, and for that, you know, there's a lot of emotions going through my mind.
How long will it take? What do you think about? What do you do?
Yeah. Well, I'll have to reflect, look at it. You know, I poured everything I had into this season and this moment, so I don't think that would be fair to reflect on that now. You know, with where I'm at this point in the season, you know, it's just I'm proud of these guys, man. They played hard, and you know, a lot of them are young and come in to play that way. It's not easy to do, and but there's also just the real, raw, authentic emotion that comes with it, and you know, destiny waits on no man. It doesn't, and especially in this game, it's not going to wait. And they made the plays and executed. But this team just all year, under the circumstances we had, and to come together, I mean, there's a lot of things to build on moving forward. And you know, I'll always remember this 2016 football team.
Can you describe the locker room just in terms of, you know, yeah, it's obviously sad and devastating, but at the same time, I mean, was there something else there, or was it all just raw?
Yeah, it was just raw. I mean, it was sudden, you know. It was just raw emotion that happened. So, you know, that was just kind of it. A lot of emotions, you know. Grown men playing a kid's game, you know, and when you lose and your season comes to an end, obviously that's not what we saw, and so it's just a lot of emotion at this point right now, and we'll have time to reflect on this season as we move forward.
How long will it take, Jason, before you can think about the promise that, especially some of the young guys on this team, show?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I recognize that right now. You know, I think all season we've recognized that, and I mean, this is the unity of this team and the way it's handled every situation along the way, from, you know, the first day at training camp to Seattle when Tony went down, and you know, to the win streak. It's just been a close group, and great coaching staff that have you know, let their guards down to coach, and players that are wanting to be coached and play together, and you know, the camaraderie that this group had. So, you know, just there's no promises in this game. But man, I'm been one hell of a group, and I'm proud to be one of the leaders on this team, and I thank them for that, for what they gave to this season.
You didn't get decent games and you score a touchdown. What was that like for you?
I mean, it was a good call by Scott. I mean, I don't really think about that. I mean, I'm trying to get out there and execute and help our team win. And, you know, it was a good play call and good execution by Dak to get the play fake, and it opened up behind there.
Jason, why do you think you guys got off to such a slow start on offense tonight?
Well, You know, I mean, they brought pressure off the slot there on that one protection and just kind of just got us. You know, I mean, we're trying to get back, but we're out leveraged there, and you know, I just think we didn't execute. We knew how they were going to play. They were going to try to stop the run. It just took us a little while to get going, and you know, behind the 8 ball there for sure. But you know, they didn't really do anything different than we thought, and they just executed better than we did, and finally settled down. And I thought we did a really good job there towards the end of the first half and into the second half.
Did the bye week and the last game of the regular season not having playoff implications, was it hard to get into a rhythm because it's been such
No. I mean, you earned that spot, you know, and I mean, that's foolish to think that would get in the way of that. I mean, I get it. It's off time, and when you're not doing that, but I mean, we earned that right to have the bye, and I don't think that had anything to do with it. We didn't execute. I mean, it's a fair question. I get it, but I just don't think we execute good enough early on, and they did. They did a good job, and you know, before you know it, we're down, you know, 14-3.
As a veteran on a team with a bunch of rookies, what do you tell guys like Dak and Zeke after the season ends?
Well, I'll take time, and you know, today was hard. It was hard for me, and I'm sure it was for them as well. But you know, I'll take time, and you know, I'll have conversations with them, and you know, they got bright futures ahead of them, and they did a tremendous job for this football team, and that's not easy to do. So I'll have good conversations with them as we move forward.
Jason, speaking of future, have you thought about your future when you come back?
Yeah, I haven't really thought about it. You know, I mean, you know, every year when I empty it at this point, it's just you give everything you got, and I'll take time to reflect on it. But I love this team. I love this group of guys, and so yeah, I mean, you know, that would be the plan for sure.
Jason, do you wonder how many more chances you might have, though? I mean, you've never been past this stage of the postseason.
Yeah, you know, I'm well aware of that, and obviously, you know, that's something I realize. You know, regardless how many catches you have or any of that stuff, your legacy will be remembered as how you play in these certain situations in the playoffs, and that's tough. It's tough for me to swallow that, but you know, it's not about any one individual. I'm proud of this team. I really have my whole career. I've tried to work really hard to not make it about me, and you know, that's why there's emotion that goes along with this.
Jason, you're normally so stoic. It's probably about as emotional as I've ever seen you in a post game. Why do you think that is?
Well, you know, look, I'm in my 14th year, and you know, there's a shelf life for everybody, and you know, it's, you put everything you have into it, and when you come up short, it's tough. And as a leader, you want to be able to tell these guys, as they did, you know, we got a lot to build on. This football team's got a bright future ahead of us. Mr. Jones, Steven, coaching staff have done a great job building this team with good young players, good guys in the prime of their careers, and good veterans. And so, you know, it's just this team had a special feel all the way through, you know, and to come up short like that for me, it's hard because, as I said, I know how hard and I know how much work it takes to get to this point. And you know, you get back at it, and there'll be a time where you move forward and you start that process again. And I think that's what we all love as athletes, is the ability to compete. And but you know, I'm fresh off this loss, and it'll take me time to get there. I mean, you put everything you have. It's not about a paycheck. It's about an opportunity to, you know, compete and lead and win and play in these type of games.
With that being said, it seems like they've benefited from your leadership this season.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
Commitment to continue.
Yeah, I mean, those guys have been great. You know, I mean, that's been one of my biggest joys all year is the relationship and the bond of this football team. And, you know, it's very rarely do you find a group of guys that have a shared commitment like this and a bond and guys that love playing football and allow you to impact their lives and be an influence on them. So for that, I'm very thankful for that. And that motivates me and certainly is something I think about, you know, to come back because I love playing and playing with these guys.
Jason, does it cross your mind what Tony's future might hold going forward? I mean, you guys have spent this, obviously your bonds with known and
Yeah. You know, I haven't had a chance to reflect on that. You know, I'm sure in the next few weeks we'll have a time to talk, but you know, I really haven't had a time to talk with him. But you know, I'm proud of him how he handled that. You know, going back to when he had his press conference and you know the way he was able to kind of take the lead and eliminate the distraction for our football team. And that wasn't easy to do. And I think we're all better because of that.